cop stops me. Hold on there, sonny boy, he says. And I go, officer, you understand? I got this toilet paper. There's a crowd of people chasing me for it. And he starts beating me with this nightstick.
No.
And I go, officer, And he grabs my toilet paper. And he goes, thanks for going through the trouble. And then I started thinking, why?
Welcome, everybody, to the podcast that dares to ask the question, what in the world? I am Leon B., the one, the only, here with the spectacular, the furious, ferocious
Wacko Desperado.
Wacko D.
That's me, baby. Baby B.
And today's episode, we're talking about the prison system
We
in
are talking about
America.
We are. And it's good because, I think there's been a lot of madness going around with the prison systems because the coronavirus.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's going to start breaking quarantine, and then everyone's going to start going to jail. So before you go to jail, let us tell you about what you want to experience over there.
Yeah, did you hear about the jailbreaks, man?
The Jailbreaks. I've watched that show. The one with Michael Schofield and his brother.
Yes.
Lincoln.
Is that the other?
Yeah, Lincoln.
Huh.
It's a cool name. And RJ.
It is. I know Michael Schofield. I mean, that name is pretty popular too. Well, anyways, I'm talking about like there was a jailbreak in Arizona. Not Arizona. I'm sorry. Oh God, it's Arizona. Thinking about jails. No, in Brazil.
What?
Yeah, like there was a legit jailbreak.
What happened?
A lot of prisoners started getting angry because they were being denied. Like they have visitations outside of the prison for like Easter or something.
Okay.
And they were being denied it because of the coronavirus.
Whoa. Oh, so this is recent.
Yes, this is recent.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, they started like a bunch of them started getting like angry, and one thing led to another, and a jailbreak happened.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I mean it's kind of like crazy because we don't really know if any of the prisoners like maybe had the coronavirus and were
shoot, I didn't even think about that.
But I think they have it under control. I mean, I think a lot
because they bring them back.
Yeah, I think they've caught a lot of them. But yeah, just a little side story.
What's crazy though is you compare some of the prisons outside the U.S. to the prisons in the U.S. and a lot of people say that the prison system here is bad, and it is. It's definitely got to be improved. But there are other prisons around the world, like in Turkey.
Oh,
right, Turkey. They've got this one prison there that's notorious. They're notorious for being overcrowded and for the mistreatment of their prisoners and stuff. Then you got prisons like in Norway, where they're known to be almost like rehab centers. They don't really have bars on the windows. They kind of talk to the prisoners. They feed them well. They talk to them to make sure that they're engaging and stuff. And over here in the U.S., you don't really get that. But, speaking of Brazil, they do these things in some of those prisons where they'll actually reduce your prison time if you read books.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's like 4 days for every book you read. And they have some prisons where, I don't know how you feel about this one, but they'll have bicycles, right? Like those bicycles that you see at the gym.
Right.
And they have the prisoners bike on them. Okay. And that energy actually goes to the neighboring towns and cities and helps power them. So it's almost like they're guinea pigs in a sense.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. What do you think about that?
That one is a weird one because, yeah, you're right. It's kind of like they're guinea pigs, kind of like they're powering the city. But then at the same time, I guess it's not a bad thing for the prisoners to have these exercise bikes, Yeah. And like, is it really that bad? I mean, they are giving back.
Well, what do you think about in the United States? They have these things where it's prison labor, right?
Yeah.
So companies can choose to have prisoners work for them, but they feed them like $1 a day or $1 an hour. What do you think about that? Do you think that that's just? I mean, they're in prison, right?
Yes. I mean, no, I think that's too. I think if you're going to pay wages and money,
Mm-hmm.
I think that changes something. That puts a number value on something.
So do you think that the prisoners should work for free?
Well, I think maybe for free, but I think it should be also beneficial in some way. You know, like there are volunteer firefighters who are prisoners. You know, you can volunteer to be a firefighter.
Really?
From prison. Yeah, a lot of the volunteer firefighters are prisoners.
Oh, I didn't know that.
A lot of in California, a lot of the people fighting the wildfires and stuff, usually prisoners.
What?
Yeah. And and a lot of people, unfortunately, when they come out of prison, they still won't be able to become firefighters.
Because they're going to have a record.
Because they have a record.
Wow.
Yeah, even though they have previous experience. And they're probably really fucking good at it.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, they have nothing else to do. I mean,
yeah, or they probably, maybe they see it as an opportunity, as a way out. Maybe they see like, oh, damn, I can come out, be something, be something that people look up to even.
That's true.
You know? But then it's like you come out and it's like, no, you're a prisoner. You're a convict.
Yeah, that's my thing though. Is I think they should get paid, and it should go into some sort of fund for when they're out, because a lot of prisoners when they come out have no money.
Yeah, see that. Yeah, exactly. I was thinking that. Well, like if it's beneficial in some way, maybe even to the prisoner, but like giving them money, they're gonna spend that money inside because they're gonna want to, they need to buy sandals or I don't know, Charmin Ultra Soft.
Yeah, they've got some over there that we don't.
Because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they're using over there. Sandpaper or something for toilet paper. Who knows? They're gonna want to spend it on probably some snacks.
Yeah,
something. Something from the inside because they're probably bored as shit. So when they come out, yeah, you're right. They're not gonna have anything, and it's gonna be really hard to get a job. And a lot of the time, hey, if we need to see, people don't see prison as what it, I guess, should be, and that's a place of reform, right?
Yeah.
But like a lot of times when you hear somebody's out of prison, you're like, oh, wonder what they did to get in.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a stigma towards prisoners, man, which is, it's one of those things though that it's a societal thing, and it's gonna take forever for us to reverse that. Because a lot of people that are even fighting that fight, I think, are scared of prisoners. Or people that have brothers and sisters that went to prison. They even look at them a little bit weird,
Yeah, could happen.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things. It's going to take a while.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's different all around it. But like you said, like when there's some prisons that are all about helping their prisoners, I think there's something to that. I truly do. I truly think the way the prison systems are right now is we're making people worse.
Yeah. Yeah, and some people do some crazy stuff, man. Some people do some dumb stuff, though. Like, there's this dude in 1995, right? His name is Robert Lee Brooke.
Robert Lee Brooke. What did he do?
Robert E. Brooke was locked up, right? He had some criminal charges against him. But that's not where this guy story goes crazy.
What?
He decided he's going to take it upon himself to grab some cash, right?
Okay.
So he's in there. He's thinking, god dang, how do I get some money?
In prison?
In prison. So he says, you know what? I'm going to sue. Because it's America, baby. You got to sue.
That's true.
He decides, I'm going to sue myself.
I was about to ask. Wait, who did he decide to sue?
I'm going to sue myself because I can't believe that I let myself get this drunk and ruin my life. I'm an alcoholic and I blame me. Therefore, I'm going to take myself to court and the state of Virginia should pay. You know what they told him?
Well, I'm hoping they told him, because you son of a bitch, you can't do that.
That's exactly what they told him, my friend. They told him to get fucking lost. But isn't that funny? And I bet there's a lawyer out there that probably could have won that case, because not only is the prison system messed up, the judicial system is messed up in this country. Come on, man.
Like there's some lawyers somewhere just being like, I'll take that.
Yeah, there's
case.
some lawyer right now listening to this, thinking, Jesus, let me look that up real quick.
Like, yeah, right. He's like, could I have won that?
Yeah, man. Some prisoners are funny, man.
Yeah, no, some prisoners are like insanely clever.
Yeah.
Like there was I think there's a story of these prisoners in Idaho
Mhm.
that build a computer
Oh my God, is that in
their
Idaho?
jail cell.
That's freaking what? A computer?
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had computers in Idaho.
Yeah, well I think these guys, 5 guys managed to make 2 computers and stash them away before being caught, of course, and they managed to basically get access
How
to
do you stash a computer? I'm sorry,
they
but
did
how do you
it
stash
in
a
the
computer?
roof panels.
They created a computer in the roof panels?
Basically.
What?
Yeah, bro.
I don't even know how to use this computer in front of me right now. How
I
the
know.
hell do
I
they
don't know what
freaking
like
manage
the
that?
parts and stuff that that go into making a computer, but I guess these prisoners did. Crazy. They basically built these 2 computers, and downloaded a ton of porn.
Of course.
And then they also like looked up some crazy stuff like how to build bombs, how to like do tax fraud, how to like access prison key cards and stuff like that.
Oh shit! Okay.
So like it's a lot of kind of serious stuff, but mostly porn.
Yeah, I would imagine 95% of it was porn.
Yeah, and like that other 5% was just this other stuff.
It's just
but
like,
yeah,
hey, what else can we look up on here?
Right? It's like, what else can we do?
You see,
you think we could access the computer, the CAD cards?
When it was just the porn, I was like thinking in my head, you see, this is why we should like give them some technology, right? Because they're all humans. You got to spank it, you got to spank it, you know, no matter where you at. But then when you get into the other stuff, it's like, okay, never mind. It becomes hard to defend.
Yeah, I mean, like, of course, because I mean, they were looking up other things. What state did I say?
When
I first said the story?
I think you just said Idaho.
Oh, it's Ohio. My bad, guys.
Oh.
I don't know why I said Idaho, but it's Ohio.
Well,
but
it's funny. It's funnier when it's Idaho.
Yeah, but
because there's nothing but potatoes there.
Yeah, but, I mean, I think I have a whole thing confusing Idaho and Ohio.
Really?
I think it's because the Ohio.
It's because you're from California and you don't need to know geography,
right? Yeah, whatever, whatever, bruh. So, do you know about how bad prisons can get?
No, I've never been to one.
Well, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Never say never. Okay. So, I mean, prisons can get pretty bad, man. I mean, we've all heard stories of San Quentin, or Rikers, Alcatraz.
Oh yeah.
You know, crazy places in the world. But I think these are a lot of these are U.S. based.
Yeah.
And I think the ones around the world are way worse.
Yeah, I mean, they have like different techniques of getting through prisoners in some of these camps, man. Like, up in the Middle East, they'll torture you.
Oh yeah,
they'll torture you for stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's this prison in Brazil. I think it's called Carandiru. Yeah, it's something like that. But it's known as one of arguably the most violent and most deadly prison in the world. There was a massacre that occurred that killed 102 inmates.
Whoa.
Yeah, like 102 inmates were shot dead. And it's terribly known for their health problem. 1 in 5 inmates are diagnosed with HIV.
What? HIV?
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
So just think about that.
Why do you think that is, though?
I mean,
do you think it's the sexual abuse or assault that's going on, and
maybe
they're just spreading it like wildfire?
Or, yeah, probably blood everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Open cuts, people being beat. There's all kinds of things, I bet. But 1 in 5 it will be diagnosed with HIV.
There's a statistic that says that I believe Louisiana is the prison capital of the United States. I think it's 1 in 86 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Still.
Isn't that fucking insane?
Yeah, that is insane.
Jeez.
I mean, I think it's also because like these prisons are not made to hold so many people, and they're also fairly small.
Yeah.
So I mean, usually in these cases. but they can get fairly bad. I mean, I'm talking like you said, torture, sexual assault, and usually in prison, people have to kind of take part in gang lifestyle. If there's somebody belongs to the, Aryan Brotherhood, there's the Muslim Brotherhood and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everybody has to take part in gang lifestyle.
Yeah, man. Well, speaking of the Aryan Brotherhood, I think they make up less than 1% of prison pop, but they are accounted for 18 to 25% of the abuses and mass deaths that occur.
I bet that's a strategy of theirs.
Really?
For the low numbers, I think you need to amplify the violence.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, protection. I think for protection of their own sake, I think that's what that would be. Arguably, I would say small amount of numbers, you got to do more to, protect yourselves. Or maybe small amount of numbers, maybe other people try to take advantage of you.
Yeah, like they think you're just a small herd.
Yeah, small group. So they might have to fight back a little more.
Well, let me ask you a question about deaths and stuff. Do you believe in the death sentence?
I think arguably, God, it's hard to say when a death sentence should be placed.
Yeah.
But I think there are sometimes some people who I'm just like, you do not deserve to be alive.
Yeah.
Like you've done some things in your life that I don't care. Like prison, like you can suffer your whole life in prison and stuff, in jail.
Yeah.
But the fact that you exist, like
you're already winning.
Yeah, that's already too much.
Yeah.
Right? The fact that you exist is too much.
It depends on the crime, right? And
exactly. Like there's a lot of crimes that happen where I think that person who is alive, that they're too dangerous to be alive.
Yeah, I think it's usually, I would say, mass casualties, right? Like a terrorist attack, a big terrorist attack, or anything with kids. I think people are just so prone to just want to beat the shit out of someone if they abuse a kid.
Yeah, I would also say like level of violence probably in a crime. There's like, tortures and kidnappings and stuff like that. I think, like when you are putting physical harm on somebody and it, you tend to, but then there's also the question of mental health in a lot of people, and that's the whole thing. But then also I'm thinking, shit, mental health is, I don't think that's going to be something that's going to be solved for a very, very long time.
No, definitely not.
Death is easy. You can put somebody down, like we put down dogs, we put down animals and stuff like that. I think a person loses their humanity, then they become an animal. I'm just saying that's me, which I can be wrong, which I'm saying I may be wrong.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say death is easy per se. I mean, it's an easy way to cop out of something, right? If you can get to that point. But I don't know. I mean, do you think executioners, the people that actually pull the lever or inject the poison, do you think they sleep well at night?
I don't know. Well, I'd assume they do. I assume that they believe that in order to get there, I think you have to be in a place to believe in the system.
Yeah, and see, that's what I mean when I say I think to an extent when you get there, it is easy, but I don't think it is to the common man.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, then there's always the whole thing that's like, what if it turns out that that person is innocent? And you just killed an innocent man.
Once again, prison break.
Yeah, but then I think that's the things that have to that we might have to change. Because I think we need, like, with DNA and stuff, we can certainly say some people did something.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. I watch a lot of movies, there's a lot of DNA
there's a lot of, like,
planted.
yeah, I mean, and, they say, like, DNA may not be all that, may not be all that 100% in court, but, like, let's say a woman's found dead and she has a guy's skin underneath her nails.
Yeah, like she was clawing at
him and stuff like that, and he has claw marks all over himself. I think it's a pretty close, like, shut case right there. Unless you do, I don't know, unless they're doing the freaky deaky some kind of way
that's exactly where I was getting.
But then I'm just
back
like,
to the point.
But then I'm just like, okay, but then you passed the line when you killed her, bro.
Yeah. Jeez, man.
But
it's complicated stuff. Huh?
It is complicated, but I don't know. I want to say that, yeah. I want to say I believe in the death penalty and all this stuff. But like I said, I just contradicted myself like 10 times right there in that whole statement. So who knows, man? Honestly, let us know your opinion on What in the World podcast at gmail.com. Send us your email. Let us know. Give us let us know if we're wrong or, just let us know.
Yeah, give us your opinion, man. Before we close this off, though, let me tell you a little story about this guy named Troy Leon Gregg.
Okay.
My stepbrother Leon. No, I'm kidding. I'm not related to him at all. Mr. Leon here was sentenced to death, right?
Okay.
He was a hitchhiker. Somebody picked him up. He killed him. What an asshole.
Okay.
Leon was sitting, awaiting his death, when he decides, fuck it. I'm going to make one last run at it. He decides to try to break out of prison.
Oh, shit. Okay, so he got the death penalty, and he wants to make a break for it.
Exactly.
All right.
And it's the day before he's supposed to be put to death.
Okay.
He breaks out of prison.
Okay.
Successfully.
Ah.
Yes.
Shit.
He flees. He goes to a bar.
Sick.
Right? Because what else are you going to do?
Yeah, right.
Goes to a bar up in North Carolina, and he gets into a fight.
Okay, yeah. Because what else are you going to do?
And he dies.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Because what else are you going to do?
Exactly. This guy was supposed to be put to death. He escapes from prison. He does it successfully, and he dies in a bar fight that day. Now that, my friends, is justice. Thank you for joining us here at What in the World. Once again, let us know what you guys think. Podcast whatintheworld at gmail.com or What in the World Podcast, Instagram, Twitter. Hit me up at whoisleonb_ before the B, Instagram and Twitter.
And me on the Whack Box on Instagram and Twitter. That is the Whack Box on Instagram and Twitter.
Enjoy yourselves. Stay quarantined, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Don't go to prison.